been a while. I haven't filmed anything. I've barely read. I tried filming a reckless reading vlog, but that didn't really go well. Footage was just all mixed up and whatnot. But I'm back. I am trying to get into the groove of things of reading, writing, doing other hobbies, and I've been getting back into drawing. So I wanted to hopefully get out of this reading slump, this writing slump overall as well. I thought a good way to do that is to read an old favorite. You know, rereading favorites kind of spark my love for books again. Sometimes I can read books very surface level. I'm not very attached to the characters and I like them, but I don't really feel for them as much. But with the Shadowhunter world specifically, I'm always gonna feel for the characters. I'm always gonna be very, very invested and emotionally invested as well. I'm gonna reread Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. So I kind of wanted to reread this one because I'm missing these characters. I reread Lady Midnight quite often because I reread it through the audiobook and I'll just listen to that to fall asleep or just anytime I need comfort. I wanted to read Chain of Gold because, I don't know, something about these characters. I'm literally just waiting for Wicked Powers to come out. I'm so excited for that. I love Ty. He's my favorite. Oh my god. I actually really love him. Anyways, I tried making a reading vlog for when Reckless came out by Lauren Roberts and I actually finished it, but I was filming it over the span of like 2 weeks. I've been in a very big writing slump, so I don't even want to read. So that was a bit hard to get into. Reckless itself was good. I'll just say my thoughts now since I'm not going to post that vlog. I'll just give my general overview. I thought the beginning was a little bit different from what I thought it would be. I thought there would be a little bit more space. I thought we'd be able to just see and peek into both of the characters' lives a little bit. We got another character's POV, which was interesting to see, and I liked how it was very minimal. It was definitely needed. I see why the author wrote that in. I will say it was a little bit repetitive. It was pretty repetitive. Oh my god! Can I pick you up? Anyways, he scared me. It was a little bit repetitive. Character-wise, character interactions, literally the same thing every time those characters came on page. Literally, we're talking about the same thing over and over, and they're thinking it in their head over and over. And I'm like, I get it, you know, I get it. So I will say, it was losing me a little bit towards the beginning to the middle part. Towards like the last third of the book, I was actually getting pretty invested, I think because the stakes were growing and there was a little bit more to the characters than just bickering and banter, I guess. It captured my attention more, so it was more interesting to read. And there was more substance to it. The ending, I honestly did not see coming. I don't know why, I just didn't see it coming. But I'm actually very excited for Fearless, which is the third book. I'm excited for that because I think the ending of Reckless really sets up a really good and interesting plot. And I think there will be a lot of good tropes in there, so I'm really excited to read that. When I read that last sentence, my mouth was open a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect to react that way, but I mean, it got me. It really did get me. I think I would rate that 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars I think is good. It's about like 7:30ish. Just got home from being out all day and I wanted to sit down and write. So let's see if I can get anything done. These days my writing sessions have been looking like just me literally sitting in front of the laptop doing anything but writing, and then when I do write, I'm sitting there writing one word every like 10 minutes. It's not good. But hopefully it'll take a different turn today. So let's go ahead and do that. Hey guys, it is the next day. I didn't do any more reading than what I showed you, which I was reading outside with my cat. I'll show you. He's very sleepy right now. He's all curled up with his little paws, his little freckle. And he is just so sleepy. He's hiding his nose. So yeah, so I read up to page 70, which is chapter 3, and I love this book. I tabbed it when I first read it. I remember, as soon as I read the tab, I remember the exact feeling I was feeling. This is the time I was using solid tabs instead of the transparent ones. So on here, it was a scene with James and Matthew, and I wrote, OMG, they are literally Will and Jem. Because honestly, they are. They're so sweet. I love this book so much. Honestly, reading it just feels like a big warm hug. I feel like, because I know these characters, I know this world so well, and the era that it's set in, just like, wow, I love it. I love this book. I want to hug it to sleep. I don't know how much reading I'll be able to get done today because it is about like 11:30. I don't know if I'll be able to get some reading done today, maybe like later in the evening, but I do have things I want to do today. So I will not have much time for reading. This book is everything I've ever wanted. Also, the cover is just amazing. I love Cordelia. Wow, I really love her. Especially in the first book, she is so... I just love her. I don't know. Honestly, I think she's my like favorite character in this whole Shadowhunter world. I really love Ty, and I really love Livy, but Cordelia is something else. She really is. Oh, I also love Lucy. I feel like she doesn't get as much attention or as much love as like Cordelia, James, Matthew. Like, she deserves everything and more. I think she just brings such a light into each of these characters' worlds, and she's just so dreamy. Honestly, talking about it really makes me want to read it. But I don't think I have much time. Like, when I read, especially Shadowhunter books, I like to like binge read them. I like to sit for hours and hours and read them. That's what I did with Chain of Thorns. I literally laid on that beanbag that my cat is on, and I read that book within a couple days, and it was honestly such a good time. It was a really good time. Conflicting thoughts with certain parts of the book, but that was such a good time. I honestly love reading Cassandra Clare's books. Like, the books don't even feel that long, if I'm being honest. I will read it all. I will read it all. I read the Dark Artifices trilogy, which was my first Shadowhunter books, in a month, so that was honestly the best time of my life. I love those books. I don't know, something about this world, I really love being in it, and I never want to leave it. I don't know if I'll reread Chain of Iron. We'll see how I feel after I finish this. This book will heal me. I'll read a little bit for now. Hopefully I can read a chapter. Oh, I love this book and this cover. Okay, so I just read some more outside. I took my cat outside and I was reading for maybe like 40 minutes. I'm now on chapter 5. So, wow. Okay, you're mounted on my water bottle, but for now, let's talk about this. Wow, so if you haven't read this, maybe don't listen to this part. We just read the part where they're at the park having their little picnic. A few things happened. Cordelia and James were talking because he had left her on the dance floor at the ball the night before, and it's so sad because he was like confessing to her that he loves Grace and whatnot, and she like helps him talk to her privately. It was really sad to read. I really felt her pain, okay? Poor Cordelia. I'll read to you. It's just so sad seeing her like come to the realization that like she doesn't really know James as much as maybe she thought she did, and how many things she doesn't know about him. She said, "I'm glad we are friends again. Now you must wish to speak to Grace alone. Just signal her to join you here. Everyone is distracted. You'll be quite unnoticed." James began to speak, but Cordelia had already turned. She could not bear to pause and listen to him thank her for going away. It's so sad. I don't know. The descriptions of I think it's because I've already read these books, so I know what's gonna happen. So reading the descriptions for when James and Grace kiss and like the way he describes her compared to Cordelia, it's just, it's so obvious. Like he's under a spell, or he's just, you know, there's magic involved. Cause it's like he doesn't even know what he wants, but like it's almost like I don't know, it's very mechanical. It's really robotic. It's like it doesn't feel right. She's always described as like cold and perfect. Even like before when they were dancing, he was like comparing her how like she was very like stiff low-key compared to Cordelia, where she was like very warm and very soft. So I was like we all know what he's thinking, but he don't know. I think especially ever since I started being interested in writing and writing a book and everything, I've been very attentive to the books that I'm reading, and I'll like decipher their writing style and the way they form their sentences in order to get their point across and have the story flow really well. One of those authors is Cassandra Clare. I honestly love her writing style. Something about it is just really, really great. But a bad thing about what I do is I tend to compare myself to them because I know that they've written books before, lots of books, and because I know that they've been writing for years and years and they, you know what the field looks like, and they know their writing style, I can't help but compare myself and feel like I'll never be able to get to the point that they are in. And it like gets to the point where I'll like look back at what I wrote and just like literally hit the backspace. I'm holding it down and I'm rewriting the whole thing because it just doesn't feel good enough to me. Which obviously, like, I don't know, I shouldn't be as hard on myself because this is like the first time I'm ever writing and truly really passionate about something, so I don't want to let my fears and doubts get in the way. But that's a work in progress. That's something that I've been trying not to do, and I've been trying to just read normally, like just read without subconsciously analyzing their writing style and their word choice and the form. And I'm just like, sometimes it's just hard to read just to read, like, because now I'm writing, I'm seeing the book in a whole new way, in like an author perspective, I guess. So like I want to just enjoy the art, you know, and not try and analyze it so closely when I really don't need to. I just can't wait until I can evolve into an actual author and find my own writing style and be able to tell my story in the way that I want and the way that I wish for it to be told. Now I'm at my computer. I'm going to hang out with some friends and just kind of you know, chill out, have some fun. Thank you for listening to my little ramble session. Hopefully I can get over that little little slump that I'm in. We'll see if I can be able to read a little later, but who knows. And if I do, I don't think I'll be able to update you tonight, but I'll probably update you tomorrow on what I read today. Okay guys, we need to chat. It is the next day and I have returned home. I went to a cafe today, but yeah, I need to update you. I thought I'd update you while making one of my favorite drinks. It's really simple. It's just lemonade and Sprite. Aside from that, so I also read more yesterday, but I'll update you that in a second. But I needed to talk because I went to this cafe that I haven't really explored, but it's really cute. It was nice, so I was there and I was like, wow, like I have such a great feeling. I feel like I can write a lot today. That didn't happen. Yeah, I thought I would write a lot. I thought I would get out of this rut. I am stuck on this scene that has dialogue in it, but this dialogue is pretty important, and I think it is kind of like a pivotal point for some of the characters where things come to light, or, you know, their buttons are being pushed. So I don't know, it's been hard to kind of find a way to write that in the way that I want. It is also an action-filled scene. So that was a major fail. I didn't write anything. I literally wrote one line and then that was it. I even used the app Flora to help me focus, but I actually didn't even touch my phone. It was like supposed to be like a 15-minute sprint, but I ended up staying off my phone for 40 minutes because I was staring at my screen, listening to music, trying to get in the mood, but I just couldn't find a way to find dialogue. Like, dialogue has been so hard for me to write these days. I don't know why. I think it's because I kind of declared that, like, After this draft, I'm going to send it out to beta readers and just people who I am trusting to give me good feedback. And I think that just like subconsciously I put a lot of pressure on myself, I think, when I said that. So now it's like every word has to be good. That's not true. Cute little drink, pretty color. He thinks he's getting food. Yeah, I know. I was talking about this yesterday about Cassandra Clare's writing and how I really am inspired about her writing and I really want to write like her. So I went into a rabbit hole, okay? I went into a rabbit hole of looking up people analyzing her writing style and what makes her writing style hers, you know? And kind of her voice and everything. And I was just like, I was like, I don't think I could ever do this. And it just like really hit me how many layers there are to a book, how many hidden meanings there are behind words, and it all has to work together and it all has to flow together and it just makes up this one great story. And I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm nowhere near that. I feel like I made the bones and now I'm putting on the skin, but I thought I was putting on like the flesh and the meat, but no, I'm still putting on the skin. Like, oh god, I don't know. And it just got to my head and then I started second guessing myself. I was like, oh my god, do I have to rewrite this whole thing? And like, oh god. I really got imposter syndrome. I just had to let that out. But you know, I got home, took a shower, and now I am watching the first episode of season 2 of The House of the Dragon to try and make myself feel better. But honestly, it's just bringing me more pain. So writing is very important to me, and it's hard when I don't have that inspiration to like write, and I find myself kind of dreading picking up the laptop and just sitting in front of a blank screen for hours just trying to like find the words, but I can't. So the words aren't flowing anymore right now. I don't want to say forever, but right now I'm in a really big rut and I don't know what to do. I also don't want to force myself to write, but I know if I don't force myself to write sometimes, I will never write. I'm trying to see writing as fun again, and I am so passionate about this project and these characters and everything. I literally dream about them. It's really hard to feel like I'm not doing them justice, and I don't want them to say things they don't mean or that they don't want to say, and so sometimes it's hard. It's really hard. Today was a fail again after many other fails, but tomorrow I'm going to be busy because I'm hanging out with my boyfriend. Let me update you on my book. I forgot what chapter and page I left off on when I updated you guys, but I am now this much way through. I am on, why did I stop here? I remember stopping here. I remember stopping on this paragraph break here, so I don't know why it's on the other page. But anyways, I am on page 140, and this is chapter 5. Did I end on chapter 5? I don't know. I read more after I updated you guys. And then I read, did I read last night? Oh my god, I read a little bit last night. That's it, I don't remember. But I didn't get to read today. I have dinner I'm going to tonight, so I don't know if I'll be able to read when I get home. I might just want to chillax or something. Let me know if you guys watch Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, because only a few people do in my life, and even then I don't really get to talk about it much, and I just want to gush about it because I love these shows. Anyways, so I will see you then. Hello everybody, it is now Thursday at 2 p.m. sharp. So I did no reading yesterday, no writing yesterday, had no free time. But today I am going to plan to sit down and write a little bit for at least, I don't have that much time actually, so maybe like 30-minute writing session, and then I'm gonna take my cat outside for probably another half hour and read Shade of Gold. But I just want to make a matcha real quick. Cute cup. I just kind of wanted to talk more about writing. It's so weird. I had this like aha moment again. I think I was just like, I don't know, I was doing something and then I was like trying to figure out why I'm in such a writing slump. Because last time I was in a writing slump, that might get loud for a second, sorry. The last time I was in a writing slump was because I didn't like the direction of the story. And I didn't realize that until I finally came to that realization that it just didn't feel right for the plot and for the book. So I changed up the whole direction and then I felt a lot better about it. So I think that's what's happening now. And I was trying to figure out what part of the story made me feel like that. I was just trying to like pinpoint where in the story that I started feeling like that. I think I know what to do now and what is making me feel like this, so it's good news. Another thing I've been trying to deal with is my self-discipline. I didn't do YouTube when I first started writing my first draft of my first book. During that time, I think I was just it was so new, you know, and I was so very passionate about it, so I wrote every day, 2,000 words every day for 2 to 3 months, and I finally got down the first draft for that. So I had good self-discipline, I think. I was able to jot that down and really get the bones of the story kind of going. I'm gonna make my sweet cream cold foam now in this frother. I wrote literally every day, no matter like if it was the weekend or what. I wrote every day, and I really want to get back to that, but it's just not the same anymore for obvious reasons. I mean, I'm at a different stage in my writing process now. I'm in a different point in my life now. Other things are going on in my life other than just writing and, you know, different stressors. During the time that I started writing, which was November of 2023, I didn't have those stress. I didn't have that kind of stress at that time. So it was very easy to just kind of get swallowed up with the amount of work. But now that I have more aspirations, I guess, it has been a bit difficult for me to find the time for everything that I want to do and also have the self-discipline and hold myself accountable for all the things I want to do. So it's been hard. I've been trying to figure out a schedule for me to do that, where I can work and also have play time. Never had this many like hobbies or like things that I wanted to do in a day. Oh my god, my battery's dying. I'm gonna charge you and then I'll come back to you. Okay, I'm back and the camera's charged. It is already 3 o'clock, so I do have to go. I just came back from being outside with my cat, and I did read a little bit more of Chain Gold. I am on page 167, so this is chapter 6. Anyways, I wanted to finish that thought I had. I just wanted to kind of think out loud, I guess. I will update you if I do write more today. I'll show you my cat and then I gotta go. He is cleaning himself because we just went outside, but here he is. Sweet boy. Hello guys, it is the next day. It is 6 p.m. I did go to the cafe today to write, and I did finish the chapter that I've literally been working on this whole vlog. So I finally got that done. I was able to type the loose endings and be able to find a way to end that chapter. So I'm glad about that. I went to the cafe, got that done, came back home. And then I was just chilling out, hanging out. Now I want to make a matcha latte. Need to get out my ingredients. Literally when I first started this channel, it took me, I'm not kidding, like 5 minutes to even like speak, because like I was just so paranoid and I was very conscious of my voice, and I was like, oh god, why do I sound like that? And then I'm looking at the camera and I'm like, oh god, it's kind of daunting. But now I can talk like it's whatever. I don't know what changed, honestly. I think watching more vlogs. I already talk to myself quite a bit. Stunning. Anyways, thank you for watching this vlog, even though I didn't really do anything but talk. I hope you have a good day, and I hope all is well in your life. We can talk about anything in the comments if you want. I'll be there. Bye!